我曾經有一個好好嘅朋友，不過佢陷害我，令我冇咗份工，就係咁，我哋就冇來往。不過信主之後，聖經話要愛你嘅仇敵，我就祈禱啦。但當我鼓起勇氣揾佢傾談嘅時候，佢就話佢自己信咗耶穌，我內心覺得好唔抵。點解佢所做嘅壞事可以一筆勾銷呢？
A lot of times, our history is that we take a photograph in our mind of the hurt and of the damage and of that person and what they did to us. And that is a photograph that sits in our memory. And every time we see them or think about them, we bring that photograph up as if they're still locked in that place. One of the things that we need to understand about forgiveness is that this is about your conversation with God regarding another person. It doesn't even have to involve the person. In fact, some people have hurt us and they don't even know or don't even care or have passed on. And so dealing with forgiveness is a conversation between me and God about the hurt that someone else has brought into my life. The problem is that hurt has created the photograph, the mental image in our minds for that person, and we lock them into it. If we live in unforgiveness, whenever you think of that person, or say you actually have a relationship in some sort of way with that person, when you see them, all these emotions come up inside about the wrong that they've done, and it's almost like you take this little mental photograph and you look at it again and go like, see, this is what they did. God is at work in every single human being's life, including the ones who hurt us. That photograph belongs to an event in the past, which we then interpret in our own way. But meanwhile, that person hasn't stayed in the photograph. They've continued to change. Some of them have come under the conviction of the Holy Spirit. And the question is, do you want to hold on to your unforgiveness? Is it become valuable to you? Is it now a place that you call a sanctuary because it gives you comfort in terms of your judging them? Or do you have a heart that desires the best for them? See, it takes a miracle in our own hearts to begin to empower us to release another human being into the care of God. And you will find that the Holy Spirit will raise up inside of you a desire for the best, to bless even those who curse you. That's a miracle. That means that something is changing in you, and you no longer lock them into that photograph. You take the photograph and you tear it up and you give it back to God. That will allow you to begin to relate to people in your world who may have hurt you, but it gives you a grace that you can extend to them. And then that opens up the possibility of a relationship that didn't even exist before. One of the things that we need to mention too is that forgiveness is a conversation between you and God. Reconciliation is not the same thing. Reconciliation is the rebuilding of trust, and that takes a lot of time, and it takes the person who hurt you to own what they have done. We are called to forgive. The Holy Spirit works in our lives to move us in the direction of potential reconciliation. And when that happens, that is a miracle.
如果你仍然唔能夠饒恕，想揾人傾訴，可以致電人生熱線81008012。如果你願意支持人生熱線，請致電31086012。奉獻500蚊或以上嘅朋友，可以獲贈作者親筆簽名小說《小屋》一本；奉獻1萬蚊或以上嘅朋友，更獲贈親筆簽名限量版 DIY PAPA 小屋及創世經典10架 USB。多謝大家！